One of the things that I've really been thinking about over the last couple of weeks is this. It's, if I'm a high school student, if I am a middle school student right now, and I'm just coming into this whole faith thing. Like maybe faith has been something that like my parents have taken me to church, or whatever. I was baptized, as a kid. But faith for me has been more about what I'm doing. Am I going to church? Am I going to youth group? Am I going to these things? I started to ask myself a question like, what would it take for me to begin to turn that around and begin to view faith as something that's way more than simply a to-do list or some checklist pieces that I need to do so that God is happy with me? And I've really been thinking about like what are some of those things that I would want to start doing? What are the things that I would encourage a middle school or high school student to start doing right now? And the first thing that I think that comes to mind is I would really encourage you to begin to not think of your faith as a to-do or a checklist item, but think of it as a relationship. You see, Jesus, he never came to earth to come up with a to-do list for you and for me. Jesus came to earth, he died on a cross, and he was buried in a tomb and was resurrected from the dead. He did all of that so that you and I could be free of sin. And the only thing he ever asks in return for that, for that whole unbelievable thing he did, is that we would come to know him more and more, and that we would actually have a relationship with him. You see, Christianity, our faith, isn't that. It's not a religion. It's a relationship. Yeah. Faith isn't a religion. Faith is a relationship. And so that's the first thing. Is it's not a to-do list item. It's not a checklist thing. Just because you go to confirmation class doesn't mean that you all of a sudden are this Christian that's immediately gonna go to heaven and you don't have to worry about the faith thing anymore. No, it means none of that. Like, it's a relationship, and so how are you investing in that relationship? So that's the first thing. The second thing I want you to know is that God is listening to you. God is listening to you. He wants to hear all of your fears. He wants to hear all of the things that are giving you trouble. He wants to hear from you. And so I want you to know that that's an unbelievable thing, to know that the creator of the universe wants to hear from you. And then the last thing is this. There's a way that you can hear from God. Like, we talk about praying all the time and how, prayer is our way of communicating to God. And really, what I like to say is that prayer isn't about me, but the Spirit of God in me, right? So prayer on our end is really realigning our priorities. It's about realizing and recognizing that the things that I would maybe pray for, the things that maybe I would want, God's going to put everything into perspective. He's going to help us to have the things that we need and make sure that we are focused on the fact that it's about his kingdom. But that's prayer, like us talking to God. But God actually wants to talk to you. He wants to talk to you through the Bible. And so one of the great things is that if you go on Instagram, if you go to the link in our bio, we actually have Bible reading plans for students. And so, we want you to know that God has already spoken. He's talking to us today. And we find that through the Bible, right? I don't know how many times I've been anxious or upset, and I go to the Bible and I begin to read, and I hear stories about people that were in the Bible who were upset, who were anxious, who were mad, who were whatever. They were glad, they were happy. And God interacts with these people in unbelievable ways. And when we see that happening, it's God's answer to us too, right? And so God wants to talk to you. God wants to know you. And God just wants a relationship with you. Your faith is not a religion, it's a relationship. And so in this new year, as I'm thinking about what I would tell middle school, high school students who are wrestling with what is my faith, man, I think I would just let you know that faith is a relationship. Start investing in it. If you have questions, if you want to know more about what this is, go to the link in our bio on Instagram. Go to our website, paradisechurch.org/Paradise Students. Check it out. We want to talk to you. We want to help you. If you're interested in a small group, that's the best place for you to do life with other people who are going to help you to navigate this whole thing called Christianity. So go do that. Look forward to talking to you. Let's get in small groups. Be here Sunday, 5:30 is when we're doing youth group. Be here or not be here. Then you just wouldn't be here, and that would suck. So figure that out. Deuces.